Today's video is a starter's guide, and basically just want to show you the simple basic free features on the YouCut editor app. So if you're new to this app and you just want to get started, make a quick little edit and you want to get to know the app quickly, this is a starter's guide. If you want to see more, check out my beginner's guide, which is a longer video but more in depth and lets you know a lot more about the app itself. So for starters here, basically you're starting with your very first video. So once the app is installed, you'll see this here like that. And you can choose to tap on the plus here. You can start with a new project and choose one of your videos. I'll just use one of the materials here just to give you an idea of how this works. Okay, so I'll select this video here. We'll start with this one here. And of course, the first thing you probably might want to do is trim the video, cut it, or remove a part that you don't want. So in order to do this, and I would always recommend doing it this way to avoid confusion, just don't go to the trim part here. Simply in the timeline section here, you can take your two fingers like this, shrink it to get a better view of the video itself. That's not trimming it, by the way, it's just getting a better view of the video. And to start trimming, you'll tap on the video itself. You'll notice these little orange panels here. These orange panels are your trimming tools. And as you go the opposite direction, you're trimming the video here, okay? You'll notice the time has been reduced, and that's because you're trimming your video. One of the most important things to remember is if you are editing and you made a mistake with the YouCut editor app, you'll use the undo option to undo any mistakes, okay? So other than all that here now, let's just say there's a part of the video I want to delete. So to delete a part, you'll simply take this orange bar here, put it at the start point as to where you want to delete. And when you tap on your video, you should get these tools here. You'll tap on split right here. That's going to create a little separation of your video now. You'll have two separations here. You'll notice that there. And you want to take the same orange bar here and put it to the endpoint as to what you don't want in this video. So come back here now, tap on the video itself, insert that split, and you'll now have a separated part of your video. Once it has been selected like this here, once you have this part here selected, you can now hover to the delete part, and that's gonna delete that video part for you, okay? And that's deleting a part, and that's trimming a part as well of your video. And again, you can use the undo option here to undo any mistakes. Next up, I want to quickly show you about adding music here. If you are in this part here, you want to mute the audio of your video. You can tap here, and that's if you're working with a single video, and reduce the audio here. And then you can go to where it says music. And once in this section here now, you can go to My Music, which you can choose from one of your songs that's saved on your phone or your device that you're using to edit the video, or go to the featured here, which will show you some of the free songs that you can use here. Some of them are free, but you may get a copyright if you're planning to use these on any of the social sites there. And it's up to you to make that decision here. And once you select it, the sound is going to load up like this here. And in some cases, you'll need to unlock it by playing an ad. Okay, so just go ahead and do that, and I'll do that, and I'll show you how that works. So once you have your song now added, you'll notice it's going to be appearing here. And one, if the song is longer than the video itself, you can take this orange bar, once again, use the split, delete this last part by tapping here, and you'll have your song matching the video duration. Now, other than that here now, you can come back and tap on the song here, and you'll see these set of tools. You can choose to trim it by pulling on the little panels here, and you can adjust the volume if it's too loud for your video. You can also have the song start fade in and fade out for your video. So you can tap here, that's gonna have your song start low and then get back to the original volume. And then as it's ending the video, it will end your video at a low volume. So that's inserting a song onto your video with the YouCut editor app. Next up is the filter tool. That's basically going to allow you to adjust the brightness, colors, sharpness, and all that stuff. You can choose from some of the presets, but some of these are, you need to pay for them. But if you want to get a custom adjustment of your video, just go to adjust here, and you can get access to these tools here, such as the brightness, the contrast, all of these here. And just making slight changes can greatly improve the quality of your video before you save it, especially the sharpen tool here. The sharpen tool, when you do this, it's going to sharpen the video. And you can also use this toggle here to get a view as to the before and after, okay? So before and after. And once you're done, you can just press the check mark and that's gonna save your changes. The next part is the effects here, and the effects, you have the different categories. So if you plan to add something special onto your video, you can choose from one of these here. Got the comic here and a few others. All the ones that says pro, again, that just means that you need to pay for it. And then you have all of these options here. So let's just say I want to add maybe the flames one, okay? So when I add this effect here, you'll just have to wait for that to load up. And every time you add a effect and it's load up and it's ready to use, you will have to first long press it to let it play onto your video. And you'll notice this little section has been created. You don't have to hold it down until you reach to the part you want it to appear on. Once you have a little piece here, press the check mark and you can come back to the effects section here and you can adjust it from here. You can pull on this to increase the duration as to how long you want it to be. And you'll notice how that's all showing here now. And also you can come back and reduce it, or just simply just copy it after you had an effect created and you want it to be in another part of your video. You can copy that and long press it, bring it over to another part of your video. So that's all dealing with effects. And this is gonna apply to all the other effects. Again, this is a starter's guide, just giving you an idea of how the app works and going through all the tools. Now to add text. Basically, when you want to add a text here, I'm using my pen here. When you are ready to start typing, your keyboard is gonna pop up like this here. And you'll go ahead and type in something. I'm just gonna say add text for this part of the video. And as you start typing, it's gonna appear on your video itself here. And the first thing you'll notice is one, you can choose the different style of font here. And if you need some more fonts, you can go here, browse through, and you can unlock them for free. You'll just have to play an ad and you can just go through any of these here. It's up to you and find the one that's right for your video. Then you can also change the color of your font. Okay, so if you want a specific color, you can choose one of these colors here, and you can change the label, which will give you like a sort of background of your text. I'll make that bigger so you can see that. And just find the one that's gonna match your text, okay, or make it stand out more. The border is the white border around the text. You can see, you can choose different colors here and adjust the thickness of it. And same with the shadow here. You can have a shadow effect. Notice how that appears here, and you can adjust it. Okay, and if you don't want a specific effect of your text, you can tap here to remove that. Then other than all that here, you can have your text appear in an animated way. So you want your text to appear on the video, but in an animated way here. Go to this icon right here, this animation icon here, and you can choose how it's gonna appear in your video with this here. And you can choose like that, and how it's gonna exit your video out. Okay, so this is the out part here. And then you can, before you go on, you can move the text to another part of your video if you don't want it there. And let's just say now I'm playing my video. You'll see the animated version of it. It's gonna enter your video and then it's gonna exit your video. So that's text, animation, and all that cool stuff, okay? And again, you can tap on it and go back to edit it and also delete it if you don't want it, all right? Now we'll move on to the stickers part. Stickers will allow you to add stickers onto your video. If I go here, you wanna make sure you're in the GIF section here, and you can use the search here to look for a specific sticker, okay? And again, once this pops up here, you can go ahead and type in something and just say something like I'm happy, I don't know, whatever it is that you wanna add here. And these stickers can be animated or they can just be a single sticker that's not moving or anything like that, okay? So maybe you wanna add something like this here. And once you add that sticker, it's gonna appear down here just like a text would appear on your video. And you can do basically the same thing, adjust it. You can move it to another part of your video and you can have it appear animated into your video as well with these different kind of styles here, okay? So you can have it zoom in and also have it like fade out when you're done. So your sticker will appear like this here, in that format, and then it's gonna fade out. So that's adding stickers, okay? Now, a next thing you need to know about the stickers section is you can also use that to add a photo from your device itself. So you can go to sticker here, and this bottom section here, the sticker section here, you can come here and make sure you're under this icon here and press on the plus. That's gonna take you to the photos of your device. So when you press on this plus right here, and that's not going to show you what's here. All right, so this is going to show up like this here, showing you all the photos you have saved on your device, okay? And these are just one of my thumbnails I've created, so nothing to hide here. And when it appears here, you can see it here, and then you can do the same thing with it and make the little slight changes just as if it was a sticker added to your video, okay? Next up is the most powerful tool on the YouCut editor app, which is the PIP tool here. When you tap on this here, you will be taken to this view here again, where you can choose to add a video over the main video. You can add photos or also add something from the materials section. Check out my beginner's guide to get a better understanding of how the materials section work here. But for now, we'll just switch to something simple. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this video here just to give you an idea of how this works. So once you add a video overlay, basically you will have your video appear here like that, and you can choose to have this video playing in a top of the corner or something like that here. And when it's selected, you can also have that video with these setup tools here where you can like crop the video that you just inserted. So it won't be the entire video frame. Notice how that became small. And you can also reduce the volume. So you want that video there, but you don't want the audio for that video, this video here, to be playing. You just want the main video volume to play, and you can just have that like that, okay? And just like the text and stickers, you can have your videos appear in an animated way into your video itself, okay? So let's just say your video here, you want it to appear in the middle and then just disappear. So you can go to the animation section here, and your video can appear like that, okay? So it can actually swirl in like that and then exit your video in another way, okay? And you can make the speed adjustments to that there. You can play the video slower, by the way, the starter's guide. If I'm going too fast, you can use the YouTube player to make adjustments to the speed I'm going to. I'm just trying to keep it short as possible. So notice how your video kind of swirled in here. And then when it reaches like to the near end of the video, it's gonna kind of like zoom out and fade out kind of thing, okay? So that's one way to go about using the PIP tool and the video animation. Another thing to note about the PIP tool is if you go here and you go into photos, you can actually add a photo that way as well, not just through the stickers tool. So if I go to photos here now, I can actually choose a photo from my saved photos and it's gonna appear here. And what I like about this version of adding photos, or this format or method of adding photos, I should say, you get access to the other tools that would apply to the video tools as well, such as the chroma, which will allow you to move like background and stuff like that. That's gonna be in my beginner's guide showing you how to use all that stuff here. And the mask here, which can create something like this here, and your photos will be like that. So you can edit your photos a lot better, or shall I say easier, in this way here. And you can crop the video that you have inserted, because the other method would just allow you to insert the video but no cropping option. So if you want to actually insert a video and crop it, you can do it like that here. Okay, so this is just one of the ways of using this PIP tool. So let's move on to the other part. Next up is the speed tool. And the speed tool, you have the overall speed of your video. You can make your video super fast or super slow. Now, if you want to make certain parts of your video go fast and slow, you'll have to switch to the curve section. This is where you can have your video with certain points being super fast here. And as this is playing here, you can choose to add some points, extra points onto the video. Add curve points. These are called the curve points here, and just move this here to add what you want to add. So what's going to happen now is you can have your video start off normal speed, and then it's going to go up to super fast and then drop down to super slow. So I'll just quickly show you that. You can pay attention to the movement of the flowers to get an idea of how that speed curve tool works. Okay, so you see how they're moving slow and then they go kind of fast and then they drop. So these are the little adjustments you can do to your video using the speed curve tool. Next up is the background tool, and this here is going to allow you to, one, adjust the aspect ratio of your overall video size frame, okay? And if you made any changes like this here, have your video appear like that there, you can also increase the size of it with your two fingers, as well as add a color into the blank area spaces, okay? But there's more to this here, but it's just to give you an idea of what you can go about doing with the background, okay? And you got the BG here, which would add something else in particular to the background, okay? So that's the background. Changing the aspect ratio would be here of your video. and adding background color if needed. Now we're getting to the record section. So this is where you want to go to voice over your video. So if you want to voice over your video, of course, you want to make sure the original video is muted, and you'll just tap here, make sure it says the mute icon is shown, and you'll see the volume icon has been slashed, which means your video is currently muted. So you'll go to the record tool here, and you can record your voice and also change your voice too with this app. So we'll start here. I'll give you an idea of how this works. This is a video sample audio recording with YouCut Video Editor app. So once you're done, just press that again, and it's gonna stop, and you can choose to save it or delete it and start again if you don't like how you sounded. So I'll go ahead now and play it so you can hear the sound that I just recorded. This is a video sample audio recording with YouCut Video. Okay, and one thing you'll notice is if I come here now, I select my audio piece here. These setup tools is going to appear for me, and you can adjust the volume of it if it's too loud, and you can have it fade in and fade out. You can also have the voice change. So if you want to sound different, this is a video sound. Okay, and there is the captions feature, but the captions feature is limited to 1 minute only for the free version. And once you've recorded your voice and it's about a minute long, you unlock it here, and it's going to create your captions for free, but it has to be under 1 minute. I did a separate tutorial on that. Go ahead and check that video out. Okay, so that's recording your voice, changing your voice, and we got the volume section here, which is basically adjusting the volume of the video itself. The rotate, maybe you have your video inserted that you're editing and it's upside down. You can choose to rotate it. You also have it flipped. Maybe you recorded your video, and just by simply flipping the video will make a big difference. And finally, to the near end is crop, which I should have used as the first thing here. But if you want to crop your video, maybe there's a part to the far right that you don't want in the overall video, simply just make sure you select crop, and you can choose the presets here, but stick with the free form here, which will allow you to pull on these corners here and simply crop. So maybe I just want to crop like a little bit of the right side like that, and then I'll press the check mark here, okay? And if you're somewhere over here, you tap on your video, these setup tools will appear, and you can also access the crop tool as well. So this was a quick starter's guide. Again, check out my beginner's guide for a more in-depth video editing tutorial as to how to use the other tools as well, like and sub.